News right now. This is from the east side where fire crews are working to put out a fire at a building along East Washington Street.
Our Matthew Foltz is on the scene in the not too far from the Irvington area. Matthew, what can you tell us?
Well, yeah, Julia and Julia, yeah, it's still pretty active here. We're at the intersection of Wallace Lane and Washington Street. If you take a look behind me, you can see it's still pretty active as you have about 5 fire engines out here, IFD working hard to kind of put out this fire and treat the hot spots. If you take a look in the middle of your screen, you can see some of the firefighters actually sitting on the ground, firing hoses at the windows. Then you have 2 top ladders as well. But this is a building, as I mentioned, at the intersection of Wallace Lane and Washington Street. We still don't know too much information. We're still working to learn if there was anyone inside this building at the time of the fire, or the condition of what caused the fire. Again, everything is still pretty active. We just got out of here within the last 5 minutes. We have reached out to leaders with IFD to get more information. But again, back here live on the scene, you can see just still pretty active as the firefighters work to treat what looks like to be, maybe several hot spots. I did talk with one gentleman who was passing by, and he saw the flames and came to stop to see what happened. But Lindsay, I know you've been monitoring this as far as traffic conditions go. People having to take Washington Street into the city might have some detours.
Yeah, at Washington Street, a main thoroughfare. So the first reports of this fire coming down around 4:30, and then more roads continued to be blocked as more crews arrived on scene. So we want you to avoid that whole stretch as you saw behind Matthew. Crews have that entire street blocked off at Washington and near Linwood Avenue. So that whole stretch of Washington is blocked. You can access Emerson Avenue as well as Linwood, but if you're traveling east or westbound, you'll just want to avoid that. South, you can utilize Brookville Road, or north, you can utilize Michigan or New York streets to avoid that stretch of Washington and get a main thoroughfare that's going to be blocked potentially through the duration of the morning rush hour. Going to cause some issues over near Irvington on the near east side. We're going to keep you posted with that through the morning, guys.